I made this same kind of video last year for Elias Pettersson. This time, we're talking about Quinn Hughes. What exactly is the potential? And I wanted to divert your attention over to this article on sportingnews.com. NHL Draft 2018. Quinn Hughes as valuable as anyone, playing a style his own. And this article talks about a few perspectives from John Wroblewski, who is the U.S. Development Program's coach. And he talks about his experiences with Quinn Hughes when Hughes was a 17-year-old defenseman playing for the USDP program. This was in his draft -1 year, seeing as his draft year he played for the Michigan Wolverines. And the coach in this article talks just about how good Quinn Hughes was able to maintain himself playing with, quote-unquote, 24, 25-year-old men, stripping the puck and breaking the team out. It was amazing to watch. Defensively, someone his size being able to manipulate a bigger, stronger player. The article then shares a little bit more anecdotes, this time about the team playing against the Muskegon Lumberjacks of the USHL, which housed Andrei Svechnikov as well. And this article talks about how Hughes absolutely dominated in that game, and it talks about one play in particular wherein Hughes collected the puck in his own end and began to go coast to coast. He blew past one player, and then a second. By the time he reached and gained the offensive blue line, Hughes was in full gallop as he ascended in on goal. Hughes found his defensive partner Phil Kempe undetected on the backside and slid him the puck for an easy goal. The coach then talks about how Hughes consistently is able to give the team this dynamic and completely throw away any blueprint out the door in regards to how offensive zone play is normally dictated. And I wanted to read a little bit more of this article. There's one paragraph after this that I feel provides a really good insight as to how some coaches are viewing this. The way Hughes plays his position is unlike anything evaluators have ever seen before. To call his style unique may not be such a stretch. Trying to draw an NHL comparable might be futile. He's going to be that type of player that young kids try to emulate, that they want to be, that they strive to be. But it's going to be very difficult to duplicate what he does, the coach says. With this guy, he's another generational type talent, and he'll be an influence on defensemen for many years to come. I truly believe that. That is incredible praise, coming from a coach who coached this player when he was 17, turning 18 years old. Absolutely amazing. And, of course, I'm not going to be the one to sit here and say, Hughes is a generational talent. No, I don't want to say that. But, in regards to what the coach is saying about how Hughes is generational in that he will inspire a whole new movement of playstyles within defensemen in hockey, it's not necessarily something that I think is too far-fetched, if you get what I mean, because Hughes is a guy who definitely plays the game differently. Even Bob McKenzie and Craig Button said that when he was drafted. Hughes doesn't play defense like anybody has seen before. He just does it differently. Later down in this article, Jeff Blashill, who is the coach of the Detroit Red Wings and also the coach of Team USA in Denmark this most previous World Championships, he talks about how Hughes is just an incredible player as well. He talks about how Hughes is a player who you need to play a lot, because if he makes one mistake, he'll go back out there, not make the same mistake again. He improves the more he plays out there on the ice, and he's a guy who definitely exhibits better qualities after a few periods of play. He gets better as the game goes on, and it's because he's willing to learn and open his mind up. He's got such a good mind when it comes to the game that even in this article it talks about how during the World Championships, Quinn Hughes had the third best pass efficiency percentage. 70.83% of his passes were successful for Team USA, the best defender on the American squad in that regard, and some people might even say he was the best defender in general for Team USA. Obviously that's a little bit of a stretch, but if you watch the tournament, you can understand where that's coming from. And so, in regards to the Vancouver Canucks, there's another paragraph here that I'd like to read out for you guys. For Hughes, there's always been a question of whether a coaching staff will truly let him roam free, playing the type of game that has allowed him to get to that point. Or will they saddle him up, rein him in, and put shackles on a style that is different than virtually anything that has preceded it. This basically means that the Vancouver Canucks, in order to get the best usage and qualities out of Quinn Hughes, we need to let him play his own game. That's it. We shouldn't constrain him into doing what we want to do for our own systems and whatnot. Hughes needs to be able to be himself, because that Hughes is the best Hughes. And this is why I wanted to talk about the potentials here, because this article is so in-depth, and it goes into such a good portion of Hughes' upbringing through the draft stock and everything, that it really does highlight the potential that he has. And obviously, the potential, the ceiling, is a top 2 defenseman. Hands down, elite quality defenseman. That is the ceiling for Quinn Hughes. He's a player who is small, but that's never stopped him in the past. And even playing for the Michigan Wolverines this past season, he still proved himself on such a high level of play. He was fighting it off against older guys, maintaining his own. He had a better season than Cale Makar, who went 4th overall last year, and who I've praised tremendously as well. So for Quinn Hughes, the potential is definitely there to open our eyes to an entirely new wave of defending. And Hughes is the one who will start this if we're able to give him the opportunities to do so. He needs to be able to play his own game. And if he does, and he develops in the right way, the Vancouver Canucks could truly have a number 1 defenseman playing alongside of Pettersson and Besser on a first-line power play. That is the potential of Quinn Hughes. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Plus, thanks for gaming, and bye.